everyone, my name's Lara. I'm the founder of BZ, and this is a new segment called Biz with Bazz, where I interview other founders of businesses and find out what it's really like running your own business.
So hi, my name is Alex. I'm the founder of Bobu. And basically what I do is I take this leftover from high quality fashion brands and I turn their waste into fashion.
And when did you start it?
4 years ago, 4 long years ago. And it's been a completely adventure. Each year it's like it starts very well, then super bad, then very well again. So yeah, it's been crazy, but I'm happy.
So was it born through COVID?
I launched the first collection during COVID, but the idea was like it came before. I had this idea after uni because, well, I studied business management, and at the same time, I started sewing my own clothes as a hobby. And after uni, I was like, you know what? Maybe I want to have something to create something. And I moved to Barcelona to work in a startup in there because I was feeling like maybe I need to work in sales, because if I want to start my own business, I need to know how to sell, and I have no idea. And after a year or something, I was like, I feel ready to start my own brand.
I love that you went for the sales job though to learn how to sell before starting it. That's so smart. And do you feel like that really helped?
Yes, at all. For example, now I haven't feel like this connection with sales because I haven't been working in sales for so long. I haven't read books about okay, sales, and I feel it like I'm not gonna say aggressive in sales, but sometimes I lose the focus on being like sales oriented, and it's so important. And if it doesn't come naturally to you, you have to be all the time thinking about, I have to sell, I have to reach people, I need to sell all the time, and sometimes you forget. So yeah,
I think that's something I struggle with as well, because I get so fixated with what I've created and like making the content, and it's like exciting and I'm inspired by it. Then I'm like, oh wait, I'm actually doing it to sell. I'm not doing it just to do it.
yeah, it's so important. And if it's not come naturally, yeah, it's difficult.
And do you feel like do you feel like sales come more easy when you do it in person or digital? Online? I don't know why I said digital.
Oh, good question. I really enjoy talking with my clients. I remember we met in a pop-up in London.
Yeah.
And I think that when it's impersonal, you really need to be in a good mood and you really need to do your work at home.
Yeah.
You know, you have to prepare your pitch. You have to know what to say, how to push the client. And it's something that you learn trying. So it's important. So when I'm in a very good mood and, you know, I prefer it face to face because you learn more, you can ask questions. So it also works as you learn about your product. They can give you feedback in real time. So it's really important to meet your client face to face. But overall, I think that online it's easier.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to be on point all the time with your energy at the top, you know. But I think it's more effective face to face, I say.
And with Instagram, like I mean, your content's amazing. You're always posting like reels and stuff. Like it's something I really admire, that you put everything out there. And I love that you also put your face to the brand as well, which is important because people like to know who's behind everything. So what's kind of like, how do you go about doing that?
That's a very good question, because now I feel that I'm very disconnected. Like now I feel that I don't know how to create content anymore. I swear. I've been doing journaling yesterday. Like I'm broken. Like I broke my ability to create content. I'm not having a good relationship with social media at the moment. I've been having some problems with Instagram. Like my content was banned because of the men repeller bag polemic and drama. So my reels don't work anymore. So for me, it was so frustrating because I was like, I'm putting a lot of effort and I really enjoy it. But, you know, when you don't reach anybody, you stop enjoying it, you know? So now it's like, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should like change this strategy, because it's so easy to get banned, or it's so easy that something random happened to your account or Instagram account, TikTok account, and maybe you can get the account closed and you can get it back. So you lose everything. So I've been thinking about maybe I should start like doing a very good newsletter, because I love writing. and maybe I can have this feeling with the clients and the followers of my brand, and I can create this meaningful connection. Because there's another thing that I don't like about the way we consume social media at the moment, and it's like, it's so fast. You have to be all the time creating. Like, I remember creating 2 reels per day at my peak, and I was enjoying it because they were working, but it's not something sustainable, neither for me, neither for the clients. You don't need that much information. You need time to think, to absorb, to create your mindset, no? Like, have new ideas, etc. So it's like, maybe if I'm a sustainable brand, for me it has no sense to follow this unsustainable way of creating content. So maybe I should do something more quiet, calm, maybe a newsletter. I don't know, I have to try yet, but I think that maybe it's my new, approach to social media.
I love newsletters, but I think something
Really?
I love them, but something I found difficult with is that I noticed I put out on my website like, sign up to my newsletter. It's like, I know, I can see the amount of traction I get. It's like, why is no one signing up?
Yeah, I
just
know.
like, I don't get it. Cause like, but then sometimes like, I'm like, oh, do I want to be spammed with those emails and stuff? But like, I guess if you already have that strong community, which you do have, especially on Instagram, like there are people that do want to see your videos. I mean, I'm one of them. I love the reels. Like, I'll be sad that you're not doing them anymore, but I understand. Like, wait, but could you also explain the man repellent situation?
Yes, it's my favorite topic. I create a bag. Like, I was living in London. I came back to Spain because I wanted to create something new for the Christmas campaign in London. So I came up with this idea about bags. I do clothes, but at that time was like, it's going to be fun if I do something more than clothes. So I was like, okay, the logo of my brand is a round. And I was like, it's going to be fun if I wear the logo as a bag, blah, blah, blah. So I create this bag, this round bag, and I call it Ophelia bag because it looks like an O. And sometimes I'm not as creative as you think. So Ophelia bag works for me. And I launch the bag and I do this silly video like, I have to create content today. I don't know what to post. I'm going to do that. And I post a reel that was like, why Bobu clothes can cost 40 euros. And basically it was me like, because I do it myself. I cut it. I go to the suppliers. I buy the fabric. I do it myself. You can buy it for 40 euros. And, there's something special about prices. When you talk about prices online, it's a trick, that you're going to reach more people because people really like to talk about prices. It's like an engagement topic. But I wasn't expecting that much. So basically at the beginning was everybody like, girls, my target. And everyone was like, I love your bag. And I was super happy. And suddenly this video started like blowing. And it reached this awful internet, weird people. And they start like roasting me, like in a very savage way. And at the beginning, it was like, you are not my target, you're not my audience. I don't care about your opinion. But it was so weird because this polemic, like it took 2 weeks. Like I've been receiving awful messages for 2 weeks, nonstop, all the time. And after 2 weeks, I was like feeling a little bit uneasy, anxious, because I was like, maybe I'm not doing the things right. Like I really love this design, but it seems like people don't like it. And the weird thing about that, it's I'm from Catalonia, and I didn't have my website in Catalan. And I didn't know that if you are a Catalan brand, you need to have your website in Catalan. Now I have it, but at the moment I didn't have it. So random people decide to sue me, and I had to go to I don't know the word in English, but I had to go to testify, maybe.
Yeah.
It wasn't the court because it's not like, I don't know the terminology in English. It's like more administrative sue, if that makes sense. It's not like criminal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, you're arrested.
I know. You create a very beautiful bag. You're arrested. No. It wasn't. I wish for the marketing.
Would have been good.
So after all of this, I was like feeling miserable because at the beginning it was like, do I need to pay a lawyer? I'm living in London. I don't have money. So calm down. But it was nothing too much. And after that, I decided to change the name of the bag to Men Repella because basically all the harassment that I was receiving was for men. And I was like, you know what? The man, it's gonna call after you. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I mean, that must have been really difficult though when you were receiving the hate at first. Like, it's not, even if you think it's stupid and you believe in what you have, it's still not easy to see that. So how did you kind of train your mind to not give into it as such?
I started reading that book that it's called How Not to Give a Fuck About What
Yeah.
People Say About You, or something like that. I go to the National History Museum in London with my coffee and the book, and I was like, please help me, help me. So that helps. And also, I had a lot of philosophical thoughts, because at the beginning was like, okay, even if it's like hate, I'm receiving engagement.
Yeah.
So people is like knowing my back. Yeah, I'm reaching people. But on the other hand, was like, but is it worth it? Like, we are crazy. Like, I'm gonna let myself get insulted in public for random people just to get more views? What's going on in here, you know?
Yeah.
And the bad thing about that is like, as my video reached this audience that it's at all my target, I didn't make any sale. So it was even worse. Like, I'm letting myself out there to be insulted and everything just for views.
Yeah.
So at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm gonna limit the comments on the post. And after that, you know, the video start like stop blowing.
God,
but I learned a lot, about the situation.
It's good that you could take good from it though, because I think a lot of people would have just found it really difficult and maybe even stopped doing it or taken the bag off. Like, it's good that you just like limited the comments and kept going with it, because it's not easy hearing it. I mean, I think I remember, like, actually it was when I was doing, I remember this one comment. It wasn't even to me, which was why it was worse, because it was a private, like, it was at the pop-up we were doing. My friend came and took a picture of my bags, and then she was like, and there was this girl at university that I was studying with, and she was popped up and was like, she said something like, I wouldn't buy one of these bags if it could cure world hunger. I was like,
lol.
Oh, all right, that's quite bad. And because it was like a private conversation, I was like, that's so scary to think that like someone would privately send that to someone.
Okay.
I mean, I've had like random comments here and there, like on Instagram, but that was like a vicious one, because I was like, it's quite sick. It's quite a sick comment. It's weird.
No, totally. And I think that people don't realize like how difficult it is to run a business, how you doubt yourself a lot.
Yeah.
Because even if it's okay, it's my bag, it's not me, but it's me because I create it. So it's difficult to separate you from your clothes, and obviously you take personally. So for me, it has like, I really need to be very good with myself and with my mental health.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I cannot be exposing, because you always receive very random comments like when you less expect it.
Yeah.
So it's, as I was commenting before, I'm not having a good relationship with social media at the moment. So I think that for the reason also I stopped like creating reels. I just like start like doing stories just to focus with my community, because I create this beautiful and empathic community. So I know that I'm not gonna receive like bad comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so difficult if you are not well prepared.
Yeah, and no
Social
one
media
kind of
is savage.
you. It's like it's such a different. I mean, it's amazing at the same time that we can even start a business through Instagram and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of positives, but I think the negatives are, it's like you're bare. Everyone can see everything, and you just have to accept that people will be judging and they'll be making comments, whether they post them or not, because everything's there for people to monitor. And like, people do care. Like, they want to know, oh, are you doing well? Like, how many sales are you making? Like, people are so interested.
Totally.
And it's like, it's personal information.
Totally. Sometimes I receive comments like, are you gonna tell how much money do you make? And it's like, no, are you my financial assessor?
It's
no,
weird.
right? So
no one would do that. Like, if you had a normal job, no one would, expect you to voice it. But when you have like a business, especially if it's obviously on a smaller scale, people are so like adamant to find out every like bit of information they can get.